flowers, Lungal. No, I mean, yeah, I love
I
flowers,
thought that was your favorite gift.
but not like no.
Exactly. So I thought
Uh,
it's only fitting.
I like them in
This is
real
me
life,
being a
not
romantic.
on live. I see what you did there.
Real lives. Okay. So yeah, she's busy, man. So it doesn't matter. This is actually the first time that we've actually been on live together without being in.
It kicked me out. You kicked me out.
Shit, van die. Van
I
weet
don't
je
know. It
gewoon?
just said thanks for joining.
Ha. Sure. Van weet je gewoon van die.
During the
Maar dan was
people,
het een
no,
stad.
you don't air out laundry like that.
Okay, so yeah, if there's females that you want, you can tell me. I can add
Well,
them
there's Pluto. I
and
see
have it with
Pluto.
them.
Pluto is
But
always keen for
strictly
life.
just females for
Pluto,
this one.
if you want to join, you can join. It's been a minute that I've been on a live with her. It's gonna get a bit of noise
Okay.
because people are passing. I'm
Just
in the
yeah,
car.
as we go, just let me know.
Yeah. I'll ask you a
Okay.
question and
So
you're gonna answer
where
it.
did we end off? Okay,
Yeah.
so I know, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so so I was saying that previously the other lives that I've done, most of it has
Yeah.
been from my point of view, right? Which is a male point of view on this topic. Um, and then obviously probably like the males in the family as well, so my brothers and the boys and all that, right? But in saying that, it's also been I have to stop saying that. Anyway, um, it's always also been because there is the females in the family that then it's a male point of view, but then that male point of view
Yeah.
actually is taking care of the males and the females, right? Okay, so something like then leading up to your question. So everything that I'm trying to look at is what can be
Yeah.
beneficial for my brother and beneficial to my sister at the same time without being negative to either,
Mm.
or if it's beneficial to one, not be negative to the other. So that's the primary thing.
Is
Just
that
don't
is that
be negative to
completely
the other
possible?
because one of them will then suffer, right? Yeah, so that's the thing is to find that. Or at least, again, if it's not going to be negative, it mustn't be the worst type of negative. So, like, if he's going to be, what do you call it, looked
Okay.
at in a bad way, at least he shouldn't lose his job for it. So, like,
Yeah.
same with my sister. If she's going to be she's going to be looked at in a bad way, she shouldn't then, lose her life
Hmm.
for it,
I mean, I get
right?
the
Because,
whole
because,
point of
because,
trying to resolve one thing, but ensuring that it's not a detrimental to the next to the opposite thing, right? The reason why I ask is if it's completely possible because it really sounds like um it sounds I don't know, I can't find the word for it, but it's almost like yeah. Do you when you want something hot, you want
unrealistic.
it hot. It can either be hot or cold. Like it can't really be medium, you know?
Yeah, true, yes, but yeah, for sure. But also, the thing is, when you have someone's lives at risk, right? Then you want to then
Mm-hmm.
make sure that everything is thoroughly looked into, right? Especially when it's complicated like this, right? So you don't want to, again, you don't want to say, look, every person that raises their hand is definitely hitting someone, or is even that's attempted murder without even doing anything. It's like, no, that's the attempt. And then everyone that's ever raised their hand will be in jail,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who it is. See, then you've gone completely hot. Then you've gone like sun hot. So you want to also still have a bit of, okay, what was the intent? What was the situation? What happened? What's going on? You still need to find out which is what law is basically about. You still want to find out the nitty gritty of things to then say, okay, no, you know what? In this situation, it's like that. In this situation, it's like that, right? You don't want to completely say, look, this is the way. Look, you went home with her. She was drunk. Boom, you're gone, right? Because what will happen then is that it's either one or two things. Every guy that goes home with a woman that's drunk, right, will end up in jail, or that woman will end up in the worst place possible for her, because then he will think, well, I've got jail, or I just have to do this deed, right? So then that'll be a retaliation to then whatever the situation is on his part, or on the other person's part. So you don't want to, again, like I said, you don't want to corner people to the point
Again,
where
it's like
their choices are limited.
if it's not gonna be hot, right? It's not gonna be hot. Wait, okay. If it's not gonna be hot, if if it's not gonna be hot, it's a case of okay, then we're just gonna leave it to be just hot, ne? Yeah, fine, let's do that. And then the consequences that come with the action being just hot, it goes back to what I said on the first live. It means that people are just going to have to be wary of systems that are for them or against them, so that you you almost make sure that you continuously do the ones that are in favor for you, and literally try by all means to not be in situations where the system is against you. Like, we live in a world where it can't always be tit for tat. We're working with people, we're working with discretion. There's a lot of gray areas, right? It's never always black and white. So what that means is that when you navigate the gray areas, you need to navigate them in a way where you're constantly aware of your surroundings and things that you consume or have seen on other people in terms of experiences, because you don't always have to be in a situation where you have to learn. That's what we always say, where you can learn from other people. Yeah, but so if you know Usivu got into a fight with her lady, and then he retaliated and see what's been done in the past, and you realize, actually, Yazini, clearly there's no black or white here. It's gray areas, and this gray area, you're going to make sure that and it's just unfortunate it just be like that.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that, in the sense that you need to find out where you would be at in that situation. Now, like I said to you before as well, is that I'm talking about the extremes, the people that say, well, okay, well, this is the gray area. Well, I'm going to do the worst thing possible to make sure that I'm not going to just let this thing go. Yeah, but because again, it's what I was saying to you earlier about, where do you, like, the mind of a criminal mind thinks in a criminal way. Like, they're going to do whatever the crime
Stupid,
is,
but okay.
but they don't want to get caught for it,
That's
right?
stupid, but okay.
So what? Well, it's not really. I think that's the drive. That's one of the biggest drives, is the fact that you're gonna commit the crime, but you just don't want to get caught. So you don't think that you're gonna get caught, right? So then for those people, when you corner them with situations like that, it's not like a reasonable person's then gonna say, ah, you know what, bro, I'm not gonna commit this crime. Like there's people that like people that go and rob people in broad daylight. Do you think that they don't think they're gonna get caught? Of course they think that the people that are around them are gonna get caught, but then they're also thinking, well, how many of those
Yeah.
people are gonna go out there and then rat me out, right? So they brazen enough to do that, right? Now those people that do stuff like that, right, are put in corners or in situations whereby they have the sensitivity to begin with of just being, say, a criminal, right? Then with situations as there are with life and how constrained they are, right? They then say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna still do it. I'm not gonna do it at night. I'm not gonna do it in the morning because I need to do it during the day. Because if I go and I commit an act in the evening, most people will know that it's gonna happen, and therefore will be careful with it,
But
right? So therefore, I need to do what I need to do during the day,
yeah, yes, at the end of
right?
the day,
So
that
the people
there's
that
still a
commit these,
percentage of you're gonna get caught. There's gonna be consequences to this, and if you are willing to live with that, yeah, Zikebana, the moment that you retaliate and hit someone back, and the situation gets out of hand, and that you are gonna get the end of the stick, be ready for that too.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, true, and I think that these people are ready for that. But the problem then lies within the people that get that are on the other end of the stick, because then they're saying, look, Anzu Roger, mean, and I don't think that someone is
Yeah.
brazen enough. And it's like, okay, go out there and see what's gonna happen. But Roger. Then this person then might live with the
Okay.
fact that I might get caught, but the
Yeah.
fact still remains but Uroji. Do you understand? So it's the same then with, yeah, so then it's the same with like coming back to the, I'll get back to your question as well, but I'm trying to navigate this first. It's the same thing as then, look, going out, don't get drunk enough or don't lose yourself
Correct.
to the point
Yeah.
whereby you go to fall victim to things like that, right? So then what, yeah, so now what, so then what's happening is that then, no, don't look at those people, look at the people that commit these things. And it's like, okay, fair enough, we are looking at them. We're trying to make sure that they don't do it. But the
Mm.
brazen of those people will do it regardless, right? So then what happens is then you say, okay, well, again, same situation as with the example I just made now, is that these guys say, oh, okay, you're still gonna come to the party and think that, like nothing's gonna happen to you? Get drunk and you'll
Mm.
see, right?
I'm saying, yeah, that's weird, but sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's
What?
exposing that there are people who think like that, and I think,
Yeah, but yeah,
from my perspective, I think I acknowledge that, and I always um make the point clear that I definitely believe that there's accountability in women and ensuring that they save, right, and don't put themselves in situations like these. The only issue I have with bringing such a chat is only when you bring it after the crime has been committed and you want to find out how did you protect yourself. You need to also do this so that this doesn't happen to you. Sometimes it's not always the case that I didn't protect myself. I wasn't active in protecting myself. It's just that sometimes I don't even need to be in a situation where I was reckless. These things, these crimes literally happen even when you're not in a very unsafe place. Even after all the precautions that are put in place to ensure that you save and you don't fall prey into these crimes, they still happen. Yeah, one.
Mm, yeah. Yes. So yeah, totally agreed. Again, exactly that. And also on top of that, it's like those situations can happen to either one. It can happen to my brother, it can happen to my sister. If he's out in a certain place and he thinks that that place was safe, that person that's going to commit that crime doesn't then automatically say, "Oh
Exactly.
no, I can't do it." It's his brother. It's like this guy's going to do whatever he needs to do for whatever to happen. So that's when you find that guys then fall prey to this, and then females fall prey to this, right? Now, the differences that happen is that then females, or not females, but guys are a bit more what do you call this? They stronger, obviously, but I don't want to get into the technicalities of that. But also, we kind of understand how guys think. We know that these things are there, right? Like they happen, right? So then, if I'm gonna tell my brother, for example, by example, if you're gonna go out at night and walk, maybe wherever, even in Claremont Main Road or wherever it is, right? Like something's gonna happen to you. Yeah, well, I don't care how strong you are. It only takes if especially if you think you're too strong. It's like it just takes one guy with a gun or one guy with a knife, and then it's game over for you, right? So the exact same thing
You
I'll tell
see,
him. I'll tell my sister.
said what you
But
just
Mamela, if you're gonna
said
go out at night,
is like
you don't even have.
chef's kiss, because it goes back to how we were brought up and just the differences with how our parents have always thought that just because you're a girl, you have to come back at 5 and be very extra careful about just being out at night. And these things get like they follow you to a point that when you're a man and then you have conversations like these where you're like, oh, but these things happen to males too. No. Like, those conversations come from parts of them stem from the fact that when we were brought up, we were told that men are the strong ones, so they can go out and go fight for themselves. So when the conversations of and crimes only happening to women are the most spoken about, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise that that's happening, because that's what we taught from when we're young, that kaloko, you can't bring boys, but the boy can bring boys. So it doesn't jalo. And then it just comes back to how we shouldn't then be surprised when women are saying X does this, and then from then movements come out, because then why are males not doing that for themselves? No, it doesn't jalo.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly that, man. So now that brings me to your question then of why don't guys generally then bring out
Yes.
their own movements and speak up about all these things, right? So there's two answers to that. The first one is that I think that the movements or the fights that guys bring up, or what do you call it?
Cause
The not the movements, the drive. Yeah, the drives that guys bring up. It's not a guy thing, right? It's like the fight against gangsterism, right? It's not a gender thing, right? It's fighting gangsters that are shooting, right, and killing other gangsters, but also killing the community.
that's what
So
you guys are
other people,
choosing to do.
regardless of
That's
gender
what
and
you guys are
regardless
choosing.
of
You're
race and
choosing to
creed and
make
all
it
that.
uh, a broad thing. Yeah, Ibon?
No, look, no, look. Yeah, so look, yes, because it's not gender based, right? So again, it's like so that movement or that
I,
that
I,
fight is to make sure that the whole
I
community
big up to
is
the
taken
men
care
then.
of. It's not like, look, all the guys
Yeah.
are. Yeah, look, so no, it's not a male thing. So yeah, okay. So again, it's like Ipagat, for example, was created for something like that, right? We know that the males are generally the ones that are going to be more aggressive, and therefore they're going to be the ones that are going to be going to be gangsters, right? And they're going to be more vicious in the community, right? Right. So we then target that. It's a war on drugs or a war on that, because that
Okay,
influences
Lunga.
everything else,
Andibuze ke
right?
ngoku.
So we're not trying to divide
No,
people.
I still hear you. My question is still not being
Okay,
answered.
so
My question is still not being answered,
so
because we're gonna
let me
be
give
in
you the second answer.
eh?
Yeah, I was going to give you the second answer now.
Oh, so am I wrong?
I said I was going to give you the second answer now.
Okay. No, but I was gonna say that
No, I never
when
said
we look
anyone's
at
wrong.
Men Are Trash, GBV, and the conversations always going around, almost, let me say, a complaint on why is it just for women, or why are women doing this? It's like these are cries, right? These are movements. There's a mandate here, and it's definitely pro woman. Now, if men want spaces like that, why can they not create them for themselves? Now, if you're going to tell me it's because males want it to not just be about a male thing or a woman
Yeah.
thing, then so be it. If we're making it that about women, it means we're making it about women because we realize it's about women, right? And we're not discounting that it does not happen to other people. We're just saying to amplify our voices and for this to be heard. This is what it is. Now, why cannot why can males not do the same thing and make it about males? Because if it's about males, if you're going to tell me it happens to males too, then make it about males. Don't say it's about everybody, it happens to everybody. Yeah, I get that, but clearly the need for something to be very on the niche has to do about the fact that violence happens to women and women are speaking out for women. So men must do the same things for themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Understood. Now this is the second answer, or the second part of my answer, right? Okay. So, okay. When movements like this occur, right? I don't think that the guys have an issue with it, right? Like I said again, for
Mm.
me, no issue at all. Like if you want to speak about um uh, again, like if
Take
you
it
look at
back.
stats,
Take
men
it
are more
back.
killed by women. I mean, men are more killed. Geez, that was terrible. Um, men. I meant to say than women. Anyway, so males are more killed by who's that? Okay. Anyway, so males are killed on a higher rate. So if there's high crime in an area,
Huh? I'm not
right,
saying
the
right or
males are gonna
left
get killed
because I
more,
don't really understand what
right?
you.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm telling you. So if there's a high crime rate in a certain area, right,
Take it back.
the males are gonna get
Right.
killed more generally, right? Okay. So every other crime is also going to increase, right? And in that, women and children are also going to be in that, right? So the crime rates against them are going to increase, right? Okay. Okay. So, but now the thing is that not a majority, but a small minority of males do those
What
things
things?
to everyone, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
they do they commit the crimes to everyone, right? So a small minority of males commit the crimes to everyone, males included, together with females and children. And females, children actually are both male and female. Anyway, so the cry for gender-based violence, right, is then in that it then includes males and females, right? But then it
Yes.
focuses on the females, okay? Because the females in there, right, then say, look, we're getting
No.
killed at a very high rate than normal, right? And all the
You
things that you
mentioned
mentioned is
GBV, right?
worth.
And you linking it to it being a percentage of it's like you insinuating that GBV is based on the fact that there's a high percentage of women getting killed. Is that what you're saying? Okay, carry on.
Yeah. Okay. So now what happens is then you in the group.
Then
So
the lady
let's say I'm part of the
on.
the GBV movement, right? I'm part of the GBV
There's a
movement.
lady
I'm
that
gonna
wants to
say
come on.
what?
It's Jamie. It's
Where is she?
Jamie. It's officially Jamie.
What's her name?
Did you find her? Okay. Yeah, you were
Yeah, I'm
saying?
waiting for the con. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Hopefully she doesn't, or she declined. Anyway, okay, so then what happens is then if I'm in this group as a guy, right?
Oh,
I'm fighting.
yeah.
If I'm in the group as
I
if
forgot
I'm in this group,
that you can't go live in
hey,
Dubai. Mm.
oh,
Mm.
anyway, so if I'm in this group and I'm a guy, right? And I say we're fighting for gender-based violence, right? I say, okay, well, we're
You
fighting
know who's doing it?
for guys and girls because for gender, right? So what is it?
Sorry, because it's not funny. Gender-based violence is specifically for women and children. And what's this? Relationship violence or intimate relationship violence is something that a man can start for themselves, or any other genders can decide to start for themselves. This is including queer people. But GBV is mainly based on women and children. That's it. It's not because of just a specific high number for women, or no, it's
So
just for that.
so gender-based violence movement is
Yes. Actually,
violence is
this
for
is going to go
violence
so long
against
because
women
I
and
want I
children.
wanted to bring out the points I made on your Facebook post, but I'm gonna have to go now, because I need to move the car and my mom's gonna call me. So I think let's open one where we first tackle on this specific thing that the GBV and where do men fit in. You can even say GBV, where do men fit in as a topic? Because yeah, because I could go on. Yeah, but I can't go on
Yeah,
now.
I
I'm
want
not
you to.
gonna
That's what I'm
I'm not
trying to
gonna let
find
you go
out.
back on.
How long will you take?
Just save it.
All right,
Just
I might
save
as well
it
just
and
cancel
then
this
we'll
one.
carry on. Eva.
We'll save this.
Yeah.
All right.
Jamie is the friend I made in Dubai.
Who's this
And
Jamie person?
Mpupuse is also here. She also said something about a high percentage being normal. Yeah, was I don't normal to Tangai. Yeah, but yeah, so I'll invite her too.
All right. They must come on.
Ne? Okay. Bye boo.
I know. It's good.